Hello and welcome to this recording. Today we're actually discussing AWS shared responsibility and AWS security best practice. Define shared responsibility to the need to implement additional controls based on your security posture or on your business requirements or regulations, right? In this case, we're talking about securing AWS AMIs that are running Windows, right? So one of the mechanisms that I have implemented is using Centrify identity, a privilege service, to be able to access resources. For example, if I need to access a resource and I need to, for example, in this case, log in as the local administrator account, I'm actually going to be able to log into this account without being exposed to the password. And this is going to be a good security practice because I'm not sharing an account, right? However, in the case that you have domain join machines and you have users, different users accessing the systems, um, you're achieving a good security practice because you're using basically the platform as a Jumpbox, right? So you don't have to expose these Windows machines to public interfaces, right, and make them more vulnerable to attackers. But in this case, we're talking about securing the user access, right? So it's very simple to set up this capability because you can deploy the direct authorized agent or the Windows or the Centrify agent for Windows. And all you need to do is enable multi-factor authentication, and save it, right? So you can actually set a multi-factor authentication for all accounts or basically independent accounts. In my particular case, I'm going to use Lisa as an example, right? And we're going to go ahead and take a look at our experience, right? So the key here is that even if the user is bypassing my jump box, they will still have an additional mechanism that is going to be used to provide additional controls. So let's take a look. We're going to right click here and I'm going to do a manual login and I'm going to do my credentials and I'm going to type in my password, right? So what's going to happen is that in this case, I have a secondary control, which is MFA, right? So in this case, it's going to connect to the authentication service. Notice that I have several mechanisms that I have enabled, including my legacy radius, phone call, SMS, email. But I'm going to use my my mobile authenticator, right? So in this case, when I do this, notice that on the phone on the right, I'm going to get a notification. The notification is going to contain information like my IP address. In this case, it's going straight from AWS, so that's why you see the Oregon location. So I'm going to go ahead and hit approve. And when I hit approve, I'm going to be automatically logged in, right? So the key here is that regardless of me accessing this VM either through my Jumpbox or using my terminal services client, I'm going to be protected. So let's just say, for example, if I'm using RDP to access this session, right? So I can just try to, and let's just cancel this out. Let's just edit this session here. And let's just not configure any user and try to log in, right? So if I try to log in here, I'm going to be challenged, right, to pick the user. In this case, let's say Lisa again. And again, I can use a different factor or I can use my phone here. So let's go ahead and do this. I can approve. And when I approve, you'll be able to access this session, right? Notice that I have the ability to set up an offline passcode as well. So just in case there's no connectivity with the service, we can regain access if needed. And this is how you can secure access to a Windows AMI and being able to meet or exceed the requirements for shared responsibility as prescribed by the Amazon AWS security practices.